purpose of this screencast is to show you how to add a flexible, simple area of the top of your website with text that will help people understand any weather-related schedule changes in your organization. There are 4 things before you can do this that need to be in place. 1, the website that you're working with needs to be a WordPress-powered website, a self-hosted WordPress-powered website, not one that's set up using WordPress.com. Second, there's a plugin that needs to be installed. This plugin is freely available from the WordPress repository. That means you can go right into your plugins area of your dashboard and add a new plugin, search for the plugin called Note, install it, activate it. The next thing you need to do is create a very simple page to contain the information. It can be a lot of text or just a little text. Call that page something like Weather Alert or Weather Notice so later on you'll know what it's being used for. Simply publish the page like you would publish any other WordPress page. The only thing is, this particular page does not need to be added to any of your page navigation of your website. It doesn't have to show up in here. We're going to take care of displaying it in this area. As an added feature, you can optionally put a background of yellow, which will help the text stand out even further. So you need a page, you need the plugin to be active. You can optionally set up a yellow background. We're going to start using the customizer now. You go into your dashboard area and click on the word Customize. The reason why we're using this Customize area is because the plugin called Note, which is going to pull all of this together, can only be updated. The text can only be updated using the area in the customizer. For me, for the theme I'm using, which is called Symphony Pro, which has a header widget or header sidebar area available, I already looked into that. This is what my customizer screen looks like. Yours might look very different, but what you need to get to is the section labeled widgets and open that up. When you open that up, find the area, the widget area or the sidebar area that you want to work with. In this case, it's called the top sidebar in the theme called Symphony Pro. When I open that up, you'll see I have one item in there right now, and I'm going to add a new widget by clicking on the button called Add a Widget. And I'm going to find my new widget, which is a Note widget, which is already installed and activated. And I'm going to give that widget a label. But this label is not something for my website visitors to see. This is just for my future reference. And I'm going to add a CSS class called Highlight, which I already set up in my CSS child theme file. And you can see, because I had asked for a yellow background, it already shows up. Even though there's no true text in there, you can see the placeholder text that says Start Typing Here. I'm actually going to paste in instead of typing, but I pasted in the text that I want my website visitors to see. Now I'm going to do a tiny bit of formatting because I want it to be centered. And the most important element is this next step, which is inserting the link. And if you do a lot of work on WordPress, you're very familiar with this box that just popped up. When you're adding a link to a page or a post, this is a very common interface. The last item I added was Weather Alert, and it's a page, so it's the first one showing in the list. But if this was something that I hadn't added recently, I could look it up by search. So I'm going to click on the Weather Alert. It populates this box right away. It's an internal link, so I'm not going to open it in a new tab. And it is ready to be added. Now, it doesn't really look very different than before, except when I hover over it, you can see the underlining shows up, the page, the little tooltip shows up. So that tells me we're in the right direction. The final thing to complete this sequence is to click the Save and Publish button. I'm going to go back to the front part where we started, and we're going to check this out. Right now, we are on the blog page. We are looking at the latest post, which this demo is actually connected to. And now when I click on the text that we just added in the yellow background, the behavior I would expect is a page change to the weather alert, which it happens exactly as I predicted. You can see that adding this small note widget doesn't have a lot of padding, it doesn't have a lot of things going on. It's very basic, but it can create a link that doesn't upset the display of other things on your website. So if you want to make it noticeable, make it flexible, you can use this procedure. Add a small bit of text connected to a page that contains a whole lot of other text, and make it easy for people who are involved in keeping your website updated to easily deal with the information change without worrying about how it's going to impact other things on the website. I wish you good luck.